friends. Welcome to Sky House Herbs podcast. I'm Ashley Ellenvoss, a clinical herbalist, and in this space, I share my knowledge and experience with plant medicine to help you on your own journey of healing and transformation. Join me in exploring the ancient wisdom of plant spirit medicine and how it can be used to heal the body, mind, and spirit. We'll talk to experts in the field and share stories from people who've been transformed by powerful plant allies. New episodes are released each Monday, so please subscribe. And now, let's explore this mystical world of plant medicine together. Hey everyone, today I am taking you on a little adventure in medicine making. I'm going to show you how to make an herbal vinegar. It's so easy. You really just need a few special tools. Actually, they're not even special. You just need a few tools. You need some fresh herbs, ideally, and you need some good apple cider vinegar. And this is my favorite, Bragg's. So let's talk about herbal vinegars. Why do you need them? Why should you make them? Well, vinegars are a really long used and historic way of preserving herbs and foods. Think about pickling and jarring and canning. And that's a great way people used to preserve their vegetables and fruits. Well, with vinegar, we can also use it to preserve and to extract compounds from our medicinal herbs. The nice thing about vinegar is that it's a wonderful solvent, especially for minerals, calcium, magnesium, especially. Also, trace minerals come out really nicely. And some of these minerals that don't even extract well in tinctures or in water will come out in the acetic acid of your vinegar. The other nice thing about vinegar is that it's a medicine in itself, especially apple cider vinegar. The acetic acid has an affinity for the lungs, the kidneys, and the skin. So it helps as an expectorant to thin mucus and help clear the lung pathway. It's really good for the kidneys as a diuretic, so it helps move fluids through the kidneys and keeps kidney function strong. And it helps with the skin. So if you have any skin issues, it will bring the medicines from your plants to those areas. So you've got a medicine within a medicine, depending on what herbs you're using. But all of the herbs will be carried through those organ systems because of the vinegar. So I just think that's really neat. The other thing is that vinegar is safe for people to use of all ages. And for people who are abstaining from alcohol, then you don't have to worry about tinctures, because tinctures are alcohol and water often. You can just make yourself a vinegar and get your herbs that way. Now, vinegars last about 1 to 2 years. You can keep them longer. Actually, not 1 to 2 years. No, they're good 6 to 8 months if you refrigerate them. So you want to try to keep them cool in a dark place. Refrigerators are great, or in a cellar. That will help them keep longer. And you might get up to a year, but I don't think 2 years is quite possible. All right, so let's begin. I'm going to pan my camera down, and today we're going to make a bee balm vinegar. All right. So I just harvested some bee balm from my garden, and it's kind of sad because we had a hailstorm the other day. So you can see all the leaves got kind of beat up. They're kind of all broken, but the medicine is still there. And I topped them all off so that the younger leaves that were not damaged can grow. Hi, Hilda. And so then that is going to help the plant, and it also allows me to harvest some to make my medicine. So what you need for making your own herbal vinegar is you'll need vinegar. Again, I like apple cider. You can buy different brands. I like Bragg's because it has the mother in it, which is part of the active enzyme, or it's like the ferment that starts to break it down. So this is considered to be a live drink. It's got live cultures in it. You'll also need your fresh herb, a knife, a cutting board, and then a clean glass jar with a lid. Okay, so that's what you need. Really, that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start cutting my leaves, my bee balm. So this plant is Monarda fistulosa. It is like my favorite herb, I have to say. And this herb is native to the prairies of the Midwest. It can grow up and down the East Coast, but it really likes more of the Midwest climate. It's like grows near goldenrod. It likes to grow near echinacea, all of those sort of prairie kind of open field plants. and it's very aromatic. So I can smell it already. It's filled with menthol, camphor, a bunch of volatile oils. It is in the mint family, which you can see in the square stem. Boop. It has this nice kind of, you can see the edges. It's got a square stem. So this is in the mint family. And so a lot of plants in the mint family have really high volatile oil content, which means just it has lots of oils in it. And most oils are antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic. So those are all properties that are going to come through in my vinegar. And we also know that a lot of mint family plants are high in minerals. So that's also what I'm banking on, is that I'm going to get a lot of minerals in my vinegar. Now, you might be wondering, why is she chopping it so much? Well, the reason is because plants have cell walls and they're sort of waxy and water resistant. So we have to break those cell walls so that our solvent, which is the apple cider vinegar, can get in there and it can start to extract the compounds that we want. So let's just move this so it doesn't get dirty. So I'm just giving it a really, really good chop, and then I'm going to place it in my jar. Now, I'm using the folk method way of making medicines today. The folk method is the easiest. It doesn't require any measuring, just good common sense and the ability to tell when something is full and when something is chopped. So I'm going to fill this jar up with plant material. And for bee balm and most mint family plants, it's the stem, it's the leaves, all the aerial parts. If it was flowering, I could add the flowers in. They're delicious too. But here in Minnesota, we still have about a month, maybe a month and a half before it flowers. So for today, I'm using the stems, I'm using the aerial parts. Some other herbs that work really well in vinegars would be nettles. Obviously, you might have to use gloves because they're stinging, stinging nettles, and those are really high in minerals, and that would be a great one to put in a vinegar. I would also think about any of your aromatic herbs you might use for salad dressings, like rosemary, thyme, oregano, sage. You could even mix those together. You could do like 2 parts sage, 3 parts basil, right? And you could just, like I'm doing, chop them all up together and stick them in a jar. You don't even, you can just make it as one mix. Now you'll see that my leaves are pretty fluffy, so I'm having to push them down because I want to get a nice strong vinegar. I'm going to try to use all my herbs here. And a meditative practice chopping. And I'm also, while I'm doing this, trying to send good thoughts into my medicine and just thank the plant, this wonderful plant that has been used for thousands of years to help with colds and coughs and fevers, as a lung tonic. It's really good for Meniere's disease, where you have like ringing in your ears. It's really good for nervous system complaints like frayed nerves or damaged nerves. And it is also, yeah, really good for nightmares and problems sleeping, especially for babies. So I think this will be good. We'll just add all of this in. Oh, it's so pretty. It smells so good. Then once all of your herbs in, all you have to do is just pour your apple cider vinegar over top. I'm just going to fill it all the way to the top like that. Take my lid, make sure there's no lingering plant materials because those will brown and kind of get a little yucky. And then I'm just going to push my herbs down, screw that on nice and tight. I've got my label here. Always label, even though you think, I'll never forget what I put in this jar. It will turn brown, like this green color. It will turn brown and you'll be like, what was that? You'll smell it. You'll be like, it just smells like vinegar. So I'm going to write bee balm. I'm going to write where I harvested it. So the Sky House Garden. And today's date, it's not 3, it's 5/29/2022. 24. I'm going to write made. And the alcohol. And I'm using, not alcohol, I'm using apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to go ACV. And that's it. So then in about 2 weeks from this date, I can strain it through some cheesecloth, pour it into a fancy looking bottle, like something really pretty with maybe a spout. I can make a really even more beautiful label for it and then let it sit in my refrigerator. And then I can add this vinegar to soups and stews. I can add it to salad dressings that I'm going to make. I can add it to greens that I'm cooking and sauteing on the stove. And it will be full of nutritious vitamins, minerals, trace minerals, and medicine. It'll be full of medicine. So there you go. This is how you can make your own herbal vinegar at home by yourself. Pretty simple, pretty easy, lots of fun. And the benefits to your health, your gut health, your overall health are pretty amazing. So let me know what you think. If you have any favorite herbs that you like to vinegar, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. All of that really, really does help me. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.